Tired of the same old radio talk show? There is an alternative. This is Gonzo Radio.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Gonzo Radio Show. I'm Big Daddy Gonzo. Seated over, I don't even know how the Zoom. Are they over here or are they over there? But
you're over
here. The screen with me right now
this
via the magic swimming pool at the Sam Singh estate. I'm over there, and joining Sam in the pool is our very special guest, the world's smallest stripper, Miss Sassee Cassee. Welcome.
Now you see how
Gonzo Radio Show. World's smallest stripper.
I was going for your boob and
Oh, sorry.
And I had to, first of all, it's 2 feet 10 inches of dynamite. Of dynamite. Of course, I've done my research.
Well, she's gonna make me later, I'm sure.
I've seen your stage act. Very nice.
Oh.
Your stage act that you did at Miami Exotica with your assistant, who looks like half of my stripper ex-girlfriends. That was awesome.
Thank you.
And I have to say, I asked Sam, I said, no way. No way, because the last few weeks we have had petite strippers and petite porn stars. 4'10" Katie Sutra, 5'1" tall.
We actually talked about you on the show that had Katie. We did.
Yeah, well, and I thought she was punking me. I said, "What? Just because I said I like shorter women, is that what you think that you're being funny?" And she's like, "No, seriously." She's coming to work. I was like, "Ooh, goody."
I'm glad I made it here, man. I was worried there.
I deeply appreciate it, because you went through just the most insane car trouble you could ever have, and that's when the alternator goes,
Yep.
And you don't know what's going on. It's like, the hell, all the lights go out and everything, and it's the craziest thing that happens in a car, because you're like, what the fuck? It's definitely one of those. But thank you so much once again. I cannot tell you how grateful I am that you went through the trouble. Yay! Girl on girl in a pool. Girl on girl in a pool. Now,
the better videos will be posted elsewhere.
Safety first. Now you're in town because you're coming to shoot. You're coming to do a shoot with Sam.
Yes.
For
and I am
OnlyFans.
more than ecstatic, whatever, however you say that word.
And that will eventually be posted on both your OnlyFans sites, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Which you can see them both.
I am super honored and excited. In all honesty, she contacted me, so I'm the one that should be jumping out of her pants right now.
Well, and at first I got a little bit worried because she didn't respond right away, and then she's like, "Oh my God, I thought I messaged you back." I'm like, "Oh, thank God, I thought you just." I'm like, "Wait." I'm like, "Is there something wrong? You don't want to make videos of me? If that's the case, I don't care." But she just left my message unread. I'm like,
anybody who knows me knows how long it takes me to respond. Gonzo, I know you know this. Anybody that's watching that knows me.
So like, did I freak her out or something? I'm just gonna wait.
I am not good at responding.
If it's something important, you have to hit her like a half a dozen times. Hey, and always throw in.
We're not at that level yet where I can just do that. Don't want to freak her out.
Always throw in as soon as you wake up. As soon as you wake up, I need you to call me, because you never know. She's nocturnal. She stays up for 36 hours. She's just she's a dynamo. You got to learn to roll with the punches.
Eventually.
Yes. And you said, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I thought I wrote back."
As soon as I saw it, I responded to you with much excitement.
Now, Cassee, as clubs are opening up again, are you taking dates?
I am when they ask me. I haven't. I'm trying to reschedule the ones that got canceled first. To get those people in. First. And as a courtesy, I have even offered a $100 discount off of my show rate for a whole year to clubs.
Well, that's nice of you. That's really
Yeah.
nice of you.
Book her.
Book her, of course.
Book her.
You everywhere you've been a fan favorite. And now you've gone from doing music videos with Snoop Dogg.
I was on stage with him. Didn't do a music
Stage
video,
with
but yeah, I got on stage with him.
Oh, okay.
It was a lot of fun. Like my 2'10" to his 7 foot.
He's a tall dude. He's very
Did
lanky.
you get to smoke with Snoop?
I did. That's when I was smoking. It was.
You got
great.
to smoke with Snoop?
Yeah, we were actually in his tent. Or like, all right, I'll start out with the story. I'll make it short and sweet. But basically, I was at this Gypsy Jane Fest in Colorado in 2014. Snoop was coming in his limo or whatever, and they're like, everybody clear the area. You cannot be behind this line until Snoop gets into his tent. So my little short ass saw the perfect opportunity. I went right underneath that.
Oh my God.
I just snuck right underneath that rope, and I ended up in Warren G's tent, chatting up, smoking, and I'm like taking pictures, and I was like, but before I leave, let me twerk for you guys. I twerked, and it was all over that. They're calling Snoop Dogg, be like, oh, you gotta get in here. And the first thing he said when he got into his tent was like, where's the little one? And I'm like, oh my God, you are looking for me. That was, felt really cool. And then I got on stage with him, and then, yeah, pretty much it was fun.
You checked off one of my bucket list things, smoking one with Snoop.
Oh, and anybody know Grandma's Boy?
Yeah.
Dante, the weed dealer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is a big perv. But he has me on Snapchat, and Dante hits me up all the time. We chit chat. He's a cool guy, but yeah, he's a big perv. But he's cool still.
I like perverts.
We all love perverts. I am one.
But he's a good guy.
And so how long have you been in the business now?
It'll be 13 years. I think 13 years this month, June, that I started featuring and doing like the adult stuff. About a year now in the OnlyFans.
Lucrative, huh?
Yeah, very. Very good.
And that's a beautiful thing. I encourage, if anybody has the courage, if any girls have the courage, whether they are a touring feature or whether they are a house girl even, okay, if you have a situation where you can get a comfortable situation and get comfortable with it, why not do adult stuff? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nothing much further than how far you go being a house girl on a wild Friday night.
Right, and like the stigma behind it, like people are like, well, you're not respecting your bodies. It's like, you know what? This is empowering for me. I love doing this. I am making my own money. And does my life affect yours? If you can't check that yes box, then fuck off.
Yeah, well, that's what that is that's the poison of social media that has made something. Before the existence of social media, we always had Karens. We always had people who were always like, I mean, I started in the business as a DJ in late 1994. Okay. And believe me, when I told people what I did, they're like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, what? Suddenly I became a stereotype?
Right.
We were fine and having a good conversation 2 minutes ago, and then I told you what I do for a living. You're like, don't try to stigmatize me. Well, now it's been made worse because everybody spends, time on Twitter, on Facebook, and they're all like, who asked you? And now everybody's just out with it, just with judgment all the time. Nobody withhold judgment. Right. Nobody keeps their mouths shut anymore. And it's just like, when some people do that, I say, hey, this ain't Facebook. Me and you are like here. This ain't Facebook. This is face to Facebook. So no, the stigma is ridiculous though. And I'm so glad I know in my research of you over the last couple of days, because I think I've watched everything about you on the YouTube, on your YouTube page, and I subscribed. I'm a new subscriber.
On my YouTube?
Huh?
On my YouTube?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm barely
I
on there.
subscribe.
I think I have like the owner of the club I worked at in Colorado. I think he runs it for me. I mean, because I don't ever put anything on there.
Oh, but well, let me tell you though, it represents you well.
Thank you.
You know, your interviews, not just all your club antics that you do, not all your feature shows, but like, you know, your interviews.
Yeah, the one with my family.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love doing that because it shows that I'm a real person and I'm not just a stripper. You know,
Cook, that's hot.
I'm a real girl.
You're a real person.
I'm a fat guy and you cook. That's hot.
Thank you, dude. I love that. Dude. Okay, so talking about like internet criticism, there's so many comments because we were letting the food fall out of our burritos. Like, oh my god, that's a waste of food. Aren't they gonna like close their burritos and like eat it? Like because we had burritos for breakfast and the food was falling out of it, and we got so many negative comments on the fucking how we ate our fucking burrito.
I almost died when I saw that. I went through the comment. I saw the burrito. I saw the open end of the burrito, and I'm like, you're gonna lose the burrito. You're gonna take a big bite, and it's all gonna go flying out.
Exactly, dude.
And I go through the comments. I'm like, oh my god, somebody went to the trouble.
Yeah, and then because they're like, oh, you need to be in a booster seat. She's not wearing her seatbelt because we drove up to the. I'm like, and I got out of the car. I'm like, you know what? You can't. There's not a camera in the car. Of course, I was wearing a seatbelt, but I have to take a seatbelt off to get out of the car. like, and legally, I don't have to be in a car seat because I'm an adult. My size-wise, yes, legally I need to be, but because I'm an adult, I can make that decision. So if I got pulled over and I wasn't in a booster seat, I could argue I'm an adult. I'm not, and I wouldn't, it wouldn't be in
I think
danger.
that's a lot of it, though, isn't it? Like, I'm over 18-year-old. Fuck all.
Like once you become an adult, like it's like borderline, but they can't legally fine you for not being in a booster seat.
You know, it's really funny about talking about car seats. Okay, talking about car seats, and you see some of these car seats that are $2,000 leather plush heated, with a fan behind the head car seats. And I'm thinking to myself, NASCAR drivers and race car drivers and drag car, they sit in the most complicated and technologically advanced car seat in the world. And it's like all cars should have those seats,
right?
Way a lot of people drive. But when they talk about people needing to be in a car seat or a kid being in a car seat, because like you said, you're a fucking grown adult. A little kid is going to be squirming all over the place and jumping around like an idiot.
I had a guy pick me up for a feature gig once, and we had a whole-on argument. He brought a car seat to pick me up at the airport.
You're fucking kidding.
And he's like, oh, it's Arizona law that you have to be in one. I was like, no, I don't. He's like, well, yeah, it's the law. You have to. I was like, I'm an adult. Like me and this man, it was either a manager or like a bouncer or something. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna get in the car seat. I mean, it worked out in the end, but I'm just like,
I got some ID right here that says I don't.
Exactly.
I
mean, I get the reasoning. He was just trying to, be safe, but it was just like kind of like you really showed up to pick me up for I'm old enough to strip. I'm old enough not to be in a fucking car.
I am a stripper, damn it.
Damn it. Yeah, you gotta love stigmas. That's okay. I'm really large, so people think I'm dumb. So it's okay. We all have our stigmas.
I didn't know that.
Dude, for little people too. Like a lot of people think because like I have a disability. I mean, it could be for all disabilities, but they think that there's something like I'm slow or something wrong with my brain. I've got him just like, I'm short, yes, but like just like anybody else.
I'm starting to think
You know?
that people just think other people are stupid because they don't fit their narrative.
Right.
Like I get that from me being a stripper. They're like, wow, I thought you were gonna be really dumb.
Yeah.
And if they think that about Gonzo, or is that about you, or is that about me? Like, so just because I'm not in your shoes, you think I'm dumb?
Right, and it's like for anybody, like any like you can have a stripper that might be dumb, but you can also have a smart stripper. You can have a little person that might have like a mental disability and be short, but then again, you could have a little person that doesn't have a mental disability. It's just like we're just small, but we can have all the same medical problems as an average height person can, or we cannot. You know, like a lot of people don't understand that. Like it's just, you know, it's our size. And then, yeah, on top of our size, depending on who you are, you can have other disabilities or mental, like somebody that's tall.
I see people saying "fuck you," "I hate you" to their own friends and family on Facebook nowadays. So,
Having worked in pro wrestling and worked around little people, and I can tell you that first of all, those guys that I worked with in wrestling, they were a fucking riot. Okay, they were the funniest fuckers.
No, but I know some of the little people wrestlers, and they get crazy.
Right.
no, you missed my joke.
And it always killed me.
Oh, I didn't even hear you. Right over my head. I'm so short. We're sorry. We're ignoring you right now. I apologize.
Are we there now? Is that what we're doing? We're doing short jokes now. Oh, okay. Well, we there. Okay. But in dealing with those guys, it cracked me up when you got people like we go out at intermission to sign autographs and take pictures, and you would get these grown adults condescending to these men that are their age. And I mean, one guy was a day trader, you know, on a stock trader. The guy was a fucking millionaire. He only did pro wrestling for fun.
Nice.
Okay. You know, and it's like you're talking down your nose to this guy. This guy can buy and sell you. Okay. This guy's smarter than all of you put together. Don't just because the guy's, you know, 3'9" doesn't mean that he's got a double-digit IQ.
Right.
You know, it's like Brian Williams. You ever hear of him?
No, I heard of a Brad Williams.
Oh, excuse me, Brad Williams. Brad Williams, the
The comedian, right?
Yeah, he's one of the
Oh,
best
yeah.
in the business.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the business. Peter Dinklage, he's one of the greatest actors of this generation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
I say I need to be his wife in like the new, you know, Game of Thrones.
the whole DeVito family. The whole DeVito family is like 4 feet
I
tall.
think they're done with it.
I thought I saw that they were gonna continue it with like different characters.
That'd be cool.
See, I saw something about this. Yes, for all the Game of Thrones people out there,
They're still out there.
it's
And they're
not
still
over
angry.
yet. Not that I've seen a single episode. Well, that's not true. I saw the first one, and that's it.
They're all still angry about the last season.
I haven't seen the last season. I've seen like one episode of it.
It's the last 3 episodes are very dark. They are very, they're very bombastic.
Darker than normal?
Yeah.
Because they're pretty dark.
The battle, or the second battle of Winterfell, I guess it is, was so dark people were complaining about it for
I
weeks.
find that hard to believe.
Yeah, it's so dark, I couldn't see. It's like it was supposed to be like that.
But NCIS and Blacklist are top-rated shows.
Well, I'm just going to sit here and let you say whatever you do when you do that. You know that, right? You're going to sit here and wiggle your ass. I'm just going to go, oh, okay. This is good television.
My butt, it's
in the
hard to
front.
get my butt out of the water because I'm so Wait, yes,
Now,
my
Now,
butt.
you are known for your twerk. Wobble, 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 wobble. But you're also known for your acrobatics too.
Yes, so I'll show you something, and then we'll do something together as well. Drip, 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 drip.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Thank you kindly.
It's all about center of gravity, baby. No, but that's it. You do have fantastic balance. All right, Sam, your turn. You do it.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, okay. Not stand on your head. Have you got Tony there snapping shots the whole time?
I didn't snap shots the whole time.
All right. Recenter yourself. There you are.
No, but the thing that I get the most, that probably bugs me the most, is the ignorance of some of the girls. I mean, I know that they don't mean to do this, but sometimes it all depends on how I'm feeling that day, if I'll speak my mind or let it happen. But I think they need to like take a step back and really think how they speak to me. Because when I'll go into a club and somebody doesn't know me, the dancers, they'll actually get down to my level and be like, oh my God, you're so cute. Can I hold you? Can I pick you up? And I'm like, oh, I am 31 years old. Please do not speak to me like a puppy dog or a child. You know what I mean? And I don't they don't intentionally think that it's rude.
Have you ever popped off on somebody?
Oh yeah. Like one girl's like, oh my God, you're so cute. Can I take a picture with you? I was like, yeah, if you don't call me cute again. And she's like, oh. but I and sometimes I broke it down to them, like, do you talk to somebody your age like that? You know, do you do that to somebody else your height? And then I really make them think about it, like, oh, yeah, you're right, you know? Because yes, I know I'm cute and adorable, but at the same time,
Have you ever
don't treat me like a puppy dog.
Have you ever had to pop off to an employee or like club manager?
Yes, but I do not want to say who because it might backlash me because I already got backlash for it.
Well, let's not name a club. Let's not do that.
But let's just say for a whole year I wasn't able to go to that club, but I had my good reasons on why I did what I did. But we made up. You know, they hired me back, so it's all good.
Well, at least they were understanding.
Yeah, I was just like, it's water under the bridge. We're doing business now. We don't need to be friends, but we can do business.
Yes, a lot of the times in this industry, that's why you gotta go though.
Oh, there we are. Okay, I'm trying to find us so I can share us.
Where are we sharing?
Well, yeah. Well, you know, we like as many people as possible to see us as possible, right? Right. Well, that would be nice.
I gotta do the handstand off of you too.
So
Still does.
here's a question we ask every dancer that has a webcam, which by the way, Sassee can be found on OnlyFans. Do you have a crazy webcam story?
Do I what?
A crazy webcam story. Like, what's the craziest request?
The 18-year-old that wanted to call me mommy. And I'm like, I never think about my age until an 18-year-old wants to call me mommy.
It's like 19-year-olds wanting to call me daddy, but
oh my God, this one. Okay. This one I couldn't even do. I could not use the webcam because
I fucking love these.
Right. So he paid me the money and we set up the time, and I do this just because, you know, I'm always like, hey, you know, for the first, you know, second, I want to see you too, you know, and then you can block out your screen after that. But because I like to make sure that they are of age, you know.
I never thought of that.
And the guy's like, oh, I can't do that, and I can't talk. I have to be really quiet, and it has to be really late at night. I was like, okay, whatever, but I still want to see you for the first second. He's like, oh no, I'm not allowed to show my face. I was like, what do you mean you're not allowed to show your face? He's like, my doctor told me I can't show my face. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's right, like he made. Okay, so
the camera is harmful to your.
I had no idea what, you know. I'm like, okay, you're living with your parents. This is why you have to do it late at night when they're sleeping. You can't show your face, and your excuse is my doctor told me I can. And you can't talk or make noise. Yeah, you're an underage kid or something like that. And, you know, before I even, you know, mentioned that to him, I was like, you know what, I'm a little person. You know, people judge me all the time for how I look. I'm not going to judge you, you know, for how you look. Like, I was trying to, like, sympathize with the guy. And then he's like, well, I can send you a picture. I was like, yeah, but you're still showing me your face. Why can't you just do it on camera? What's the difference? And the picture looked young. He's like, well, yeah, I know I look young, but I'm of age. And I'm like, no, sorry, dude, I will refund you.
Was it like off OnlyFans or
Yeah,
Twitter?
it was off of OnlyFans. Like he was subscribed.
There's been a few guys on OnlyFans that were underage though.
But just like that excuse, my doctor won't allow me to show my face. It's like
Kind of weird. Yeah.
That's what made me think he's like a kid, you know, and like I was like, you know, I can send the money back on OnlyFans, but it won't be, you know, the right amount. He's like, oh, that's not going to work for me. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, because you're using your mom's credit card. And so I ended up having to cash app it to his friend because he didn't have a cash app. And he's like, oh, wait, I just made one. I'm like, I thought you didn't have one. He's like, well, I just made it now. But I think because he just made it, the money wasn't going on it right away. So he gave me his friend's cash app. Either way, it all worked out. I ended up blocking him afterwards because I didn't want to deal with that. But I was just telling him, I was like, you know what, I could get in trouble for this.
Awkward.
It's honest for me, you know.
I think I'm gonna use that forever now. When guys ask for like video chats without paying. Oh, I'm sorry, my doctor said that I couldn't.
I need to get paid before
until I see the deposit go through. My doctor said no.
Yeah.
Can I use that too?
Go right ahead. No.
Yeah, and it's funny you should mention about OnlyFans. Not that I've gone scanning OnlyFans, but you look on there and some of those thumbnails. Speaking of young girls, I mean, some of those girls look like they're 12 years old.
Oh yeah, man. I posted a picture of a girl on my Instagram, and somebody's like, "Why are you posting underage people?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not." She has a really young looking face, but she's got an OnlyFans. You have to verify yourself, you know.
In order to be a creator, yeah, you have to turn in all your shit.
Yep. So I was like, I know that she's probably like 19 or something. Like she looks really young.
There was a girl I questioned that wanted to do a share for share, and she'd like just turned 18. But I mean, legal is legal.
Dude, yeah, and
legal is legal. Yes, I mean, listen. Even when I'm in the gym, and you have young female athletes, which, as we all know, you know, girls 17 to 20 years old, sometimes they have no idea. No self-awareness, and they're doing an exercise, and you're standing there in the mirror and you're doing your turn curls, and then out of the corner of your eye or in the mirror, you see this girl leaning over the bench, and she's doing butterflies or whatever. She's doing some sort of workout, and her ass is just sticking out like wham. Okay, you're like, oh, okay, you finish your exercise, and then she gets up and she turns around, and it's like, oh my God, you're 15.
Yep.
You know, it's like, I just creeped myself out. I'm like, whoa, you know,
That's why I feel on TikTok.
It's like you should have to wear a hat. So just wear a hat, just an underage hat.
Yeah, know? Or put it right on the butt.
Right.
People don't even stare anymore.
Don't look at this. Don't even glance. You know, don't glance here. But for people, it's one thing that I find kind of weird is when it comes to little people. You know, you immediately by sight you generalize. You know, it's like they're hardly helpless. I mean, and they're not babies. Shut up. Okay. Well, now we've done the weird story. Who are you waving to?
Oh, my wiener.
Oh.
I have a dachshund.
Ah, dachshunds are cool.
Looking like, Mommy, what are you doing?
Bring him on. Where is he? We love dogs on this show.
Especially if it's a nice big 22-pound wiener.
Oh my goodness, 22 pounds.
He's a big boy. Come here, baby. Oh, Marley.
I was going to say, does he get his own order of chicken McNuggets?
Marley. Come on. Oh, he's a McDonald's horse. Come, Marley.
But he doesn't like water?
No, he's petrified. Come here.
Oh, that's why he's not coming.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I can get him. Marley.
He doesn't trust you.
He's like, fuck that.
He's like, no.
He turned around and went away.
Fuck you. You got me with this before. I'm not doing it. No.
Yeah, I mean, I've, sneakingly put him in the pools before. He's like, no, I'm not being tricked again, Mom.
Fool me once.
He straight up just turned around.
He's like, I saw my mom. I know that she's okay. Now goodbye.
Yeah, that's why W.C. Fields said never work with kids or dogs. All right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to fire up a break. And when we come back, hopefully Brad has got the break ready to go. And we will subject you to the 7 deadly questions. How does that sound? I love the enthusiasm. Sassee Cassee, world's smallest stripper, with the 7 deadly questions right after this on the Gonzo Radio.
Gonzo Radio.
Or something.
Welcome back to the Gonzo Radio Show, home of Sassee Cassee's up close ass twerk. Boom, chicka, boom, 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 boom. Now I gotta ask. Now your tattoos?
What tattoos?
Your tattoos.
Which one?
Did you have any trouble getting your tattoos?
No.
You didn't have to show like
I've had a
15
couple
kinds of
free
identification?
tattoos, if you consider sex trade for some tattoos.
Ah,
That works.
That was
Why not?
one of them, my Get Money tattoo on my leg. And
right
then,
on.
my ankle, it says Get Money, and the other says like a boss.
That's legit. That's legit. I have purchased tattoos and
Get Money.
gotten a thank you in that form. Very nice.
And then like a boss. That side. I don't know, you can't really see it, but these are my favorite ones. Wait. My 2 wolves. And then the trifecta because it represents me. Wait, my mom, my sister, and me. We spell out TLC
like
with our initials.
Oh, that's so cute. I love
Right
it.
on. Very nice. So before we get to the before we get to the 7 deadly questions, let's address something since our culture has been addressing all kinds of words lately. The M word. How many times do people fuck up and use the M word when describing you instead of as a little?
I mean, so when growing up and being as a child, I got more offended by it. As an adult, I'm not as much bothered by it, but it's all depending on how you use it.
Right.
Like if you're like, oh, hey, you fucking midget, or you're a fucking midget, I'm going to be more mad at you. than if you're just be like, oh, are you a midget or you're Sassee Cassee the midget stripper? I'm like, yeah, I am. It's kind of, like the tone because in the dictionary, midget is someone of small stature. I mean, also there's dwarf too, but in the dictionary, dwarf is a mythical creature. So
You are.
yeah. But either way, it doesn't bother me as much depending on the tone. I use it to describe myself sometimes when dancing because when you say, oh, you're, a little dancer, a little person dancer, people could be like, oh, you're like 4.5 feet. But when you say midget stripper, people know, okay, you're like 3 foot shorter or something,
Right. Well, you are 2'10".
Yeah.
But I mean, we all know. I mean, Bridget. However,
She capitalized on that.
Bridget.
right. I mean, she owned it. She owned it. She made it part of it. Do you ever have to correct promoters if they overuse the word?
I mean, I don't particularly like it, like when they're advertising, like when I'm on stage, I prefer prefer them not to use it.
Because I would figure that, your title as the world's smallest stripper should be sufficient, right?
Right, yeah.
That leads me to my favorite questions that people. Did you ever have to pop off on somebody for that? I want to hear some fight stories.
For what? For
being rude while you're on stage.
Oh, yeah. The DJ. Oh. I can't remember. I think it was, I don't know what, maybe one of the pony clubs. I can't.
Ben.
But I don't know which one, but one of the pony clubs, I think. Like the DJ was cracking short jokes all night long on stage, and I was like, okay, that's funny, that one's funny. But when he said, she's so little, you can fuck her on a baby changing table, I stopped dancing, and I turned around, and I like flicked him off. He did not get his tip that night. Fuck that, dude. And I told him straight up, I was like, that it was not appropriate. That no, you do not, especially when you get some people, mistaking me for a kid anyway, and be like, oh, how can you, look at that, she's a kid, she's dancing, she looks like a child. You don't want to associate the two ever at a strip club, either way.
So you just turn around.
Baby.
Well, I was just like, yeah, I just stopped dancing. I was like, that's not okay.
Well, then you had a promoter that wanted you to dress up as a baby one time.
Yeah, a club in Las Vegas. He wanted me to put on a baby bonnet and like a diaper, and I'm like, you know how many people are gonna walk out of that club? That is so inappropriate. They don't want to associate a stripper with a baby. Like that's not okay.
People ain't right.
Legitimately asked you.
Yeah, and I
go on stage. I want you to wear A, B, C, D.
And I refused. I mean, luckily it wasn't like an extremely high paid job. I still got paid. I just told him I'm not going to do that. And he's like, okay. Because it was like an oddity club. They had like the world's biggest stripper, tallest stripper. And then they had little people that did impersonations. Like they had a mini Kanye West, a mini Lady Gaga. So, yeah. So it was like an impersonation club.
Now, let me ask you, do you have a TikTok account?
I do, but I've never made a TikTok on my own account. I don't know how to do it. I have to be taught how to do it.
Girl, we making TikToks tonight.
Yeah.
She gonna learn today.
Can you feed me though too?
She gonna learn today. Yeah, TikTok can blow up for you really quick.
She gonna learn today.
Sam's had to take like 4 shots at it. They keep kicking her off.
Hey, I have one so far that's not been deleted yet.
I will stay up all night long as I can have food.
Sam just got to learn to keep her tits under control and keep her butthole from getting on the screen.
Well, I would like to see it.
Oh, well, you will. Probably 5 seconds after that camera shuts off. And by the way, Sam.
Sorry, I was watching her ass.
Sam, who is that pale man in your Twitter videos?
Pale man in my Twitter videos.
Yeah, working with you in your Twitter videos.
My stunt cock?
Yes.
Who is my stunt?
I have seen way too much of Tony's dick in my life. I never thought I would see that much of Tony's ass ever in my life.
I thought you meant Tony.
Oh no, Tony. The other wiener.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, if you follow my Twitter, you've seen a lot of stunt cock action.
Well, I like to retweet your stuff every once in a while, right? But I'm like, like, but it was pretty funny. People are wondering what I'm laughing at. I'm like, no, you don't want to see what I'm laughing at. You don't want to see.
I like to do videos with real cocks, so.
I understand, and you have one available. It's okay.
I can't make any of my fake ones like give me a geyser like that.
I know.
Dude, I
Right,
need
so-
help being taught how to squirt. I can't do it on my
Well, okay. As long as
own. She said geyser. It made me think
She
about
gonna learn today.
that.
she gonna learn today.
And then like maybe one or two guys make me do it, but be like, oh, do you squirt? Can you make these videos? I'm like, I can't do it on my own. I don't know how.
Girls.
Well, and we can well, Sam can also teach you how to weaponize TikTok as well, because it is a very useful platform, no matter what.
Until you get deleted, and then you
Right. Well, you remember Jackie Sanchez, the comic that we had on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember her.
Jackie's blowing up on TikTok right now.
No shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's just check her out. Just go check her out. I'm sure you follow her. She's probably one of your followed. But
I probably follow her,
Yeah.
but
right,
I don't have a whole lot of time. I'm sure Cassie can like relate with me on this. I don't have a lot of time to sit and do shit at leisure.
too busy.
I've been on a road trip since June 2nd. I'm really glad I had a bunch of content stocked up, and all my stops that I take, I've been like just taking friends.
Well, TikTok has been weaponized like more on a national scale now, because the rally by President Trump experienced a little bit of blowback from Twitter. It seems that the kids on Twitter, a lot of the K-pop fans, a lot of those kids that love, was it BTS? Is it the
Behind the
BTS,
scenes?
the K-pop band?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Well, a lot of their fans. What?
BTS in our world is behind the scenes.
Ah, exactly. And these kids sandbagged the Trump rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma on the 20th. Now, here, what did you participate? I mean, the scam is that they were to register an RSVP for the rally, and that's one of the reasons that the campaign was basing their estimate on 1 million people. And they were going to have an overflow crowd that they were going to give a special announcement, special speech to. And it turned out that only about 6,200 people showed up. And the campaign.
It wasn't even TikTok. Like, even beyond all the people on TikTok that got tickets, that
Right.
stadium never sold out. So Trump
Right.
supporters still had the option to go get tickets, and they were free. They
Right.
just didn't buy them and didn't show up. So I mean,
Right.
we can blame TikTok all we want, but that's not true.
But they wanted, well, listen, they take credit for it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm behind that movement.
Right. But the backpedal is,
my feelings on it, but they were still never sold out.
right. But the backpedal, I love backpedals. It doesn't matter what political party, I love a backpedal. The backpedal is that the campaign says that they have a method for weeding out all the fake phone numbers and that it never affected them. And then the other excuse was coronavirus fears, which
are real, and I don't want to hear anybody tell me any bullshit about how it's not.
right, and fear of violent protesters, and that's what kept everybody away. Which was it? Which was it?
Mostly coronavirus. People are taking it seriously.
Is this like an inauguration thing? Is this like an inauguration thing where
Shit is fucking real.
it gets curiouser and curiouser as it goes along? Well, how about we do this? Let's see, how much time we got? Well, we've got a little bit of time left. Why don't we launch the 7 deadly questions?
I'm ready to play.
Well, yeah, because you two look like you're getting antsy, like you have something to do after this.
Maybe we do. And
That involves
maybe
nudity.
You can see it if you are subscribed to either one of them.
Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and launch into the 7 deadly questions. Go ahead and get you some. Yeah, I know. You're waiting for this all night.
I am. We'll see. It's gonna
I'm looking forward to this.
No, I'm talking about the questions, not the other thing. That I'll stay excited for.
All right, Sam, let her have it.
Number 1. The first deadly sin is lust. Who in the world would you like to sleep with most, dead or alive? You get them for one whole night.
I've always had a fantasy like for Spike on Buffy. His James Marsters is his real name. But
So if you're watching this,
James Marsters or Luke Perry.
okay, yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah, sad with his death. No, Peter Evans from American Horror Story. I'm sorry, I have a bunch of guys.
All right, American Horror Story is hot though.
Yeah, and
Pick
I had
one.
an opportunity to almost be on one of their show, one of like their,
Girl, don't tell me you didn't go audition.
I couldn't. I should have lied to them. I should have lied. They
why
wanted
didn't you go?
The reason why they didn't choose me is because they're like, "Can you play the violin?" And I said no. And I should have lied and faked that shit.
Even if you could, you could have pretended they could have
I know.
some music into this
I know.
shit.
I know.
What is wrong with you?
I fucked it up myself. You could have been fucking Peter Evans' dick.
Like legit right now.
I think it's because he's like sick and twisted, and I like that shit. I like the like
You
serial
just scribble an
killer.
email like I learned how to play the flute. I learned this. Please help me.
I guess I'm attracted to the serial killer.
Number 2.
So we got like 3 men on that list. I dig it. Number 2, gluttony. We're gonna go with things you like. It's your day off. What is your junk food that you like to snack on?
M&Ms and Fritos. I will eat them together at the same time. Yes, because the salty and the sweet. It tastes like chocolate and popcorn.
All right, we might be going to Publix after the show is over.
M&Ms and Fritos?
Yeah, M&Ms and Fritos, man. Just stick a bunch in your mouth and chow down.
Just stick it in your mouth.
It's like, have you ever done like chocolate and popcorn? Yeah. You got that salty and the sweet.
Just put it in your mouth.
I've been told I have a big mouth too.
In your mouth, fucking. Somebody make me go to bed now.
Big enough. That's all it takes.
They'll put you to bed.
All right, greed. And sometimes I have people that don't get it, but you get it. You feature, you travel all around the states. You're at a gas station, you're at a little Walmart or a quick stop or something, and you see something that you have to collect. You collect this. It's not leaving without you. You have to have it. What do you collect? What do you hoard?
I don't know. I don't really hoard anything, but I spend a lot of useless money on Facebook games.
Oh no, you actually spend money on it? I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
paid for
That's my grade. It is stupid because you can't get anything back from it but enjoyment for like 10 minutes.
like the gold bars where you can like pay for
For coin
a
or
level
for,
up.
Yeah, just little things.
I want to be
That-
level 10.
That's my grade.
Don't tell Tony, but I've done it.
Oh man, I'm not gonna say how much I've spent, but yes.
You're saying there's not a greedy bone in your body.
Yeah, no, never.
Beyond Facebook games.
All right, then.
Well, no, because if I say this publicly, he's gonna watch it and be like, "I knew it."
No, now I'm curious. What the
I
fuck?
probably should pay my friend more than I'm paying him for what I make, and he knows it. But yeah, never mind. Not a bad person. I just like the money that I earn. But yeah, my friend deserves.
You're going real deep for this one.
I am. I'm a.
Yes,
She's gonna see how deep I am later. I may be little, but man, I have taken like an 8 to 9 inch dick before, and I don't know where it goes. It's like a magic trick. It disappears.
It's generally a magic trick. Here, let me watch this disappear.
Right? My other friend wanted to do an ultrasound when I'm having sex to see where it goes.
You should do that and then sell it.
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that'd be
If you have like a way you could do that, like
Right?
hook it up and while you're getting fucked,
just
record
like
it.
I wonder how much you can buy those machines for. Like black market or something.
I mean, you gotta have like, I don't know, a used one or something.
Or just like just pretend. No, that's
I don't know how to do
Yeah.
the really big dick fuck you and then sell the ultrasound footage.
All right, so
all right.
we're gonna say large penises then.
Okay.
Large penis.
Large penis.
Greed, large penis. No, okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Wait, yeah, because we got off track.
Facebook games.
We got off track. Yes.
Off track, right into vagina depth. All right.
I mean, I'm 2'10", but my fetish is like guys that are 6 foot or taller, man. I like males tall. Women, it's okay. Don't worry. You can have like a
I
really
hope
nice
you're
ass.
fine with like 5'0".
But when it comes
to
to men, I like them really tall. Women, I like them like petite. So you're all set.
Sam's right in the middle there. All right. Number 3, 4? Where are we?
off. We're still going with what you like to do. So it's still your day off. You fucked who you wanted. You collected what you wanted, which was also dick. It's a sloth. This is a chore. This is an activity. You don't want to do it. Fuck it. It's your day off. I'm not fucking doing it. What is it?
Something that I'm not doing.
Sloth. I'm lazy and I ain't doing it today.
Brushing my teeth. It's a really bad one because I know I need to, but I'm just like, and it's like a tedious chore too. Like I'm getting really honest with you guys, okay? I mean, it's not like I go
That's what
days
it's there
without
for.
brushing my teeth or anything, but sometimes I'm just like, fuck it, and I'll brush it tomorrow. You know. Don't worry,
I'm not
my
gonna say there's
breath will be clean for you.
there's definitely days I come home from the bar at 5 o'clock and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed.
Or like making food. I have a habit of ordering in a lot.
Says every stripper in the world. That's us. That's a stripper habit.
I mean, when I'm not working, I am one lazy motherfucker. I can binge watch Netflix for like, I'll have my hours where like I go to bed at 8 in the morning and I'll sleep till like 4 in the afternoon. And then that TV's on and I'm just, I'll let my dog out. I'll take care of him. He's always one thing that I will take care of. You know,
Yes, it is. Your dog is still sitting there watching.
Smiley, you know I will always take care of you. I will. But then I'm lazy playing like video games and watching Hulu, Netflix, whatever's good.
All right then.
Honey.
Brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
So along with food things and your day off, we're snacking on something. It's your cheat day. You ain't dieting. You're not doing any brushing of your teeth. What are we eating today?
Dude, we are eating steak. I love steak. Or lobster. Dude. I like hibachi.
How long are you staying? I'll take you to some restaurants around
I
here.
will stay as long as
Around
you need
here.
me to. But yeah, I like a good steak and lobster, like like the hibachi restaurants. I don't care. I'll spend my money on that, dude. Like Ruth Chris, dude. It's like $300
There's a
for
Ruth
2
Chris like
people.
10 minutes from here.
Oh, don't tell my friend that. We will be going. I mean, I won't go, but we will
Wait,
go.
are we going there tomorrow night?
Let's
Is this
go.
what this is?
Yeah, we'll get a whole night of like, or a whole day of, like pleasing each other, and then a full belly after that.
Oh my God, I get my pussy and a steak.
Yeah, I'm excited now.
My night just got more boring.
You get your
I'm just gonna go get drunk. So where are we up to? 6?
I mean, your
5?
night could be less boring, but I can't do that. I can't like flash you over this, or else I totally would. We'd get in trouble.
With the new boobs?
the new boobs.
The new boobs. I mean, yeah, I can't. Can you? Can you?
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, we can't flash. They'll kick
Maybe
us off
after
of
the
Facebook.
recording is done. Huh? When we're no longer live.
And then you can see it on OnlyFans.
Yes, you pay to see me. Sorry, I'm getting really weird. But this is me, guys. This is like
No, this is why I fucking love it.
this is not the Sassee Cassee where you're getting the cat. Okay? You're getting the
Well, that was sassy. It was pretty fucking sassy.
cat.
So what number are we up to? 5?
Fuck, I'm lost.
Lust,
I don't know.
greed, sloth, and gluttony.
I think I still have 3 more.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll start with envy. If you could switch places with somebody for 24 hours, man or woman, celebrity or not, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Excuse me. I don't know if I like anybody in particular, but I would like to be tall for a day. So maybe just all you tall motherfuckers out there. If I could take a pill to be tall for one day, I would do it. Never change for my whole life. But I just want that experience.
Alice in Wonderland.
You know?
Alice in Wonderland. Take the pill, you get it for 24 hours.
Watch out for ceiling fans.
Yep. Watch
Ceiling
out for
fans
what?
are the enemy.
Ceiling fans.
They are the enemy.
I'm still too short for that one.
I always make the joke because girls like not to be mean, but like girls your size, they're always like, oh, I'm so short.
Yep,
Um,
I'm one of those girls.
and then I'm like, you know what? You may be, or you may not be able to reach on top of the fridge, but I can't reach on top of the fucking counter. That's my little joke. Little.
Coffee table is your speed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide shit from her while she's sleeping. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's like Minnesotan accent where I'm from.
Oh yeah.
Don't you know? Yeah, you betcha.
I spent a few months in South Dakota.
Ugh.
God.
All right. 6 out of 7. Rat. You're cool. You're flirting with me in the pool. Whatever. And then somebody says something to you, and it took you from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. What is it?
When they talk about, like, this is going to be on a real note, guys, okay?
That's
A
what we want, that's
real
what I
note.
want.
Where people call other people pedophiles for being attracted to a little person.
Is that a serious problem?
Not all the time,
I mean,
but
does
it
this
happens.
happen often?
Not often, but when it does, it really gets to me because this is something I can't control. I mean, I would never change who I am, but why can't somebody like be attracted to me because I'm beautiful? It doesn't have to be because my size necessarily. I mean, some people are because they have a fetish or whatever. But you can't shun somebody and be like, oh yeah, that guy's a pedophile because he's attracted to a shorter woman.
Oh, so is it people attacking the guys? Because like seriously, fuck them.
Yeah. And myself, or when I post something like, oh, how can anybody be like this? It's like watching a child. So anybody that's attracted to her is a pedophile, needs to go to jail. And it's like, like I get that there is gonna be people that are gonna watch my content to get that, but that's slim. You know what I
So-
mean? There's not everybody that dates me or wants to be with me has that mindset. And I look out for it too. Trust me. I know like some of the signals and signs that where, when people want me to make a certain type of video, like the age play stuff. I tell them I will be an 18-year-old girl for you, but I will not.
Go any younger than that.
Yeah.
So like as a general education for the public, how could we help deal with these people that think that age play is appropriate?
I mean, I don't like how do we help them?
Is there anything that you and your community do
Oh,
that
literally,
outwardly address this or can bring light to?
No, I mean there's a bunch of like little people communities and stuff, but I don't know how well they're addressing that.
I imagine
Because a lot of them don't condone what I do. A lot of like I've been attacked by other little
That's what I was
women.
gonna say. You have the community of little people, and then you have even less than that are in this industry.
Yeah.
So how do you, and I am friends with a few others, address people that act like this and try to educate them about sex industry as well as how being a little person at the same time.
The way that I, act, like, because I try to be nice to everybody, even when they're fucking douchebags to me. I try to, play that kill 'em with kindness thing.
Well, that would be just being a decent human, no matter who you are.
And I will, like tell them, be like, you need to really think about what you're saying. We're not the sick ones. They're not the sick ones for being attracted to me. You are for having that mindset. You're the one who's thinking about
Like, God damn it, I'm an adult woman.
it. Do babies have tattoos? I always say something like that. Do children have tattoos? Do they have boobies? Are their nipples pierced? Just things like that. Like yes, I am maybe the size of a child, but when you look at my features, I'm not. You can clearly tell that I am not a child.
Well, also my favorite reply to anything like that is, who fucking asked you?
Right. Good one.
Who asked you? Did anybody go, I would like your opinion?
The
Instead,
block
they give
button
it to
is my
you.
best friend sometimes.
Is that
People
it?
that follow you just to hate on you. It's like, why do you follow me in the first place? Fuck it off. I don't need your like or your follow.
And yet they still think that we do.
Expect X, Y, and Z, and you're like, whoa, I have because the other guy's asking for the different videos.
Sam?
Getting out again.
Sam, one more?
One more.
One more to go?
Right.
Go ahead.
Yes, this is where you get to brag about yourself. So I always say pride for last because it usually goes a little bit longer. I want you to take this time to brag about yourself and your accomplishments. Oh.
Being less than the top 1% on OnlyFans. I've been doing it for a year, and I'm very proud of myself on that accomplishment. Because it does.
It's a hard thing to get to.
It takes time and it takes dedication. Because I think it mostly comes from the amount that you're making, but also from, I don't know if the likes matter.
I don't think those matter. I think it's monetary and fans, but it is very difficult to get into the higher percentages, and it takes a lot of work. So you sat and put in the work, put in the hours to get there.
Mm-hmm. I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, because most people just think that you're having a great time.
My highest amount of fans this month, 2,158 the last time I checked.
So you're online. I see you posting in these OnlyFans groups, these Instagram groups. I see your name. I'm like, I know her. But I see you on there active every day. So this is
you have to.
This is a lot of work, and this is why
I try to post at least 3 times a day on different social medias promoting. So if it's Twitter, Instagram, and OnlyFans, there I got it.
Put in the work.
I have a Facebook fan page, but then I created a Sassee Cassee Facebook so you can friend me. And
right, Facebook fan page is what we're streaming across. The go live on that is what we stream across. And we encouraged all of our shows on the network to open their own fan pages. So it's only smart. That's how you get the most people to notice you too. It's just it's weird, but it's true. You can have 3,000 followers on your profile, but not all of them are going to see your stuff.
Yeah.
But if you have 3,000 followers on your fan page, it comes through. It cycles through more, depending on the content. But then again, Facebook's a bunch of jerks anyway. Aren't you, Facebook? You jerks.
Oh, and I did my first ever filmed threesome. I was so nervous about it, but it was really fun. I don't know if that's anything prideful, but I wanted to share.
That's definitely prideful.
I had so much. Well,
brag about it.
Like the first time I ate pussy, I was probably like 13 or something like that, and the girl was like 11 or something, and she came to me telling me all this stuff in my ear. I'm like, whoa! I have never been with a man yet. What? So I just gave it you're curious at that age, whatever. And I liked it being done, but it was the worst experience me eating her out. Like, I don't know what her pH or body level was, but it was disgusting. So I had been hesitant to do that with people. I was like,
excuse me, I got to.
But I'm like, is this what all pussy tastes like? This is bad. So I've like dabbed in it a little bit here and there, but never for a long period of time. Until I did this threesome, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm craving more of your pussy. It tastes so good. What the
It's an adult versus a child.
yeah, but I was a child too, so it's all legal there.
Okay.
But either way, I'm happy to say that I'm excited about doing it now.
I feel like I have high expectations to fulfill.
Well, that sounds like a great place to stop. I don't think we can get any better than that. And okay, take a drink. There we go.
I have to hide the bottle because
We're about to say our bye-byes.
okay.
You got to stay hydrated even though you're in the pool. Well,
Wait,
Cassie,
I have something to say.
what? You have an editorial? What?
Oh, we'll do that right after. Before she does a little handstand on me, but I do want to give a shout out to Monrose and all of the Monrose family, as well as all of the family of Junior. He was a great friend, a manager of mine for years, and sadly he has passed on. So
Sweet kid.
all respects, and I want to dedicate this entire show, even though it wasn't about him, to go to him. And he was one of the only people that spoke to me and Tony every single night when I went to work. So I will miss him, and I never imagined that I would go back to work without him smiling back at me every single night. He was always happy, even in the photos where he tried to be sad for like an emoji or something. He still looked happy in his eyes. So I do want to say to Monroe's family, to his family, I am thinking about you, and a lot of other people are.
We all are definitely. I mean, it's we when it comes right down to it, we're all one big family. We're all one big industry.
This is one industry, and everybody should take a moment and take everything that's going on right now serious, because it did take one of our own.
Wear a mask.
Definitely wash your hands.
Wash
wear
your
a mask.
hands.
I don't want a repeat of this happening with anybody else that I know. It has been.
I don't even want people I don't like to do that. I don't even want people I don't like to get this. Okay, don't blow it off because you heard that somebody's second cousin in Montana had the sniffles for 2 weeks and said that was nothing.
This happened right here at one of the best clubs in the country, and we should all take a step back and think about it seriously.
Take it seriously, Cupcake. Period.
But
So we avoid too many more of
and
these.
will be remembered positively.
Really sweet guy. The couple of times that I ran into him, especially the last time when we were doing a stand-up comedy show, and he escorted me personally, and he's like, hey, aren't you that podcast guy? And he was very nice. He was very personable. He was, and every time he said, everything okay? Everything okay? And it's not just a manager.
Every day, that's what I'm talking about. He talked to everybody every single day, and I loved that. Absolutely.
Yeah, because with people, you can tell when it's coming, where it's coming from, where they're just doing their job, or they are actually a person that cares. And he was definitely a guy that wanted to make sure that everybody was taken care of.
And that's why I've got to say it was as hard as it was for everybody at Monrose.
Yep, the sorrow is universal. We here at the Gonzo Radio Network, we send, of course, our prayers out to his family, to our extended Monroe's family, and to everybody in the business. We care. We love you guys. And, we got nothing but love for Junior. And rest in peace. Crazy year just gets crazier.
Far too young. In his honor, we should all take this virus very seriously.
Very seriously. All right.
She's going to do his handstand on my butt now.
Okay. And while you do that, Cassie, here we go. Are you going to try one too? So are you on your butt? Yes, on the butt. Okay. Well, while they perform this maneuver, make sure you check out Sassee Cassee on the internet, on all the social media platforms. Yeah, that butt right there, that fabulous bootay. And of course, you can catch Sam on xsamsing.com, your one-stop shop for all things Sam Singh. And you can catch them both on OnlyFans. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, she did fucking push-ups on my.
Well, you have a very firm bottom with which to do push-ups upon. And of course, you can find the Gonzo Radio Network at www.gonzoradionetwork.com. You can find all of our shows, whether it's Chat Fight, Blame Girl, Problematic Podcast, the Cocktail Hour, which will be changing names, the Syntron Show, the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. We've got it all for you at www.gonzoradionetwork.com. Cassie, baby, thank you once again for coming and lighting up the night. Big Flash.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure. Sam, stay out of trouble.
I'll try.
You'll try.
You can see the trouble on our own page.
And you guys have a good shoot. Stretch and hydrate beforehand. And I'm Big Daddy Gonzo. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you here next week, 9 p.m. on a Monday night. See ya.
For Gonzo Radio, this is Super Time 6000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station. Coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Welker saying, watch Transformers.
This has been a Gonzo Radio Network production. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.